Well, everyone, it's time for us to go ahead and kind of look at some of the differences between buying an iPhone, financing your iPhone, and as well as the Apple upgrade program or the iPhone upgrade program. Now, there aren't some crazy differences here for the most part, but I will tell you that if you are interested in possibly getting a new iPhone every once in a while and you're used to paying like a fee, maybe the iPhone upgrade program might be the better one for you, but we'll kind of go through each of these and kind of find out which one is the better one for you. Now, all of these options are great, but I will tell you, if you have all the money in the world, then quite potentially buying the iPhone might make the most amount of sense. And I say that to say, well, if you end up getting an iPhone, right, and you plan on keeping it for the next 2 years, well, if you buy that iPhone, let's say in this case the iPhone 14 at $800 basically, well, what you can do is you can go ahead and have that iPhone, and 2 years from now, you can go ahead and resell that iPhone, and you can pretty much, recoup that amount at that point. So it's almost like spending today's money tomorrow and then recouping some of it later on. It's not the craziest thing in the world, but it's still an option that you have. And I've seen a lot of people do this, and, my best choice would probably be buying a used iPhone 14 at that point, but it's still a really cool option that you have. Now, financing your iPhone is pretty much the same exact thought process as the iPhone upgrade program, but instead of upgrading your phone, you're pretty much, getting your iPhone and you're paying monthly installment fees. So you have a few different choices you can choose from. So like I said, if you want to buy an iPhone, it's $799 for the iPhone 14. Well, if you want to finance the iPhone, 14 at the specific price tag that Apple gives it to you for, well, it's $33.29 a month for 24 months. So if we do the math on that, you can see that it still equals out to about $799. And then you can also do the $22.19 a month for 36 months. So that would also pretty much equal out to the same exact price, $799. Actually, it's $798, but essentially the same exact thing for the most part. So you are not saving any more money if you're financing an iPhone, but it does give you a little bit more flexibility. That way you can go ahead and actually, pick up this iPhone, and you can, let's say you don't have the $800, well, you can go ahead and actually make those installment, payments that way. And they accept pretty much the same exact methods of credit cards as the other way. You can do Apple Card monthly installments. You can do Apple iPhone payments, and essentially there's 0% APR, so there's not really any interest. You're just basically paying whatever the iPhone value is. You can also go through, and if you're going to go this way, I would probably just recommend going through your carrier. I mean, you might be able to get some deals or some, statement credits if you end up doing it that way. So that's kind of probably another thing to keep in mind here. But again, it's not the end of the world if you choose to go and, finance your iPhone in that specific situation. Now, the final one, which I actually I wouldn't say I enjoy, but it's more of an interesting, one, is the iPhone upgrade program. So this one is $39.50 a month indefinitely. So basically for 24 months, you'll just pay the $39.50 for those 24 months. And essentially what'll happen is, it's, from Apple themselves, they say the easiest way to upgrade to the latest iPhone, and they say option to upgrade after 12 payments, Apple Care Plus coverage included, 0% APR financing with Citizens One, whatever, and it works with your carrier. So what this is, essentially, it gives you $39.50 per month for 24 months. So let's just do that math, right? 39.5 times 24. And if we go ahead and kind of take a look at that, essentially what we're getting is $948. So why would you go ahead and pick that one over the finance iPhone for the same, price, where it's a cheaper, iPhone that you can buy? It's the same iPhone, so why wouldn't you just go that way? Well, the option and the, I guess the advantage of going for this one is that after 12 payments, which is basically a year, you have the option of upgrading to that next iPhone. So you can go ahead and get the iPhone 15 at that point, and you would still be paying that $39.50 a month. So essentially, it's like paying $1,000 for two different iPhones. Now, you can't, keep that other iPhone. You have to send that iPhone back, the iPhone 14. So essentially, this is what it looks like. I pay the $39.50 a month. I go ahead and get the iPhone 14. Then after 12 payments or a month, I can go ahead and have the option of upgrading to the iPhone 15. I will still be paying that $39.50 a month. I will ship back my iPhone 14. I will keep the iPhone 15 for the remainder of that. And then after that year, I can ship that iPhone back, or I can pay them another 2 years basically worth and keep, paying those monthly installments and upgrade to the iPhone 16 at that point, and so on and so forth. So it's kind of a cool thing. I think it's honestly an interesting process. If you're somebody who upgrades your iPhone every year, this one would make the most amount of sense. So you would essentially be saving yourself from having to one, pay more money for two different iPhones, and two, having to go ahead and then resell your older iPhone at that point, or having to whatever else you're going to do with it, trade it for another one, like whatever you do. So I'll say the upgrade program probably makes, in my opinion, more sense if you're somebody who plans on upgrading your iPhone every year. But if you plan on actually keeping your iPhone for another few years, that would make the most amount of sense to me, is to just buy your iPhone and just keep it. It doesn't really make too much sense to, go the other way around. But with the iPhone upgrade program, this is another big advantage here. You actually do get AppleCare Plus that is included with that payment. So you can, look over that. AppleCare Plus is an additional fee if you want to pay monthly. You can also pay like yearly as well. So another advantage with getting the iPhone upgrade program is that you can actually just go ahead and just pay for that payment over and over again. And yeah, it might be a little bit more expensive, but you're also getting AppleCare Plus coverage that is included with that specific iPhone. So I think personally, that is honestly another pretty big thing here. Again, I don't think it would be the reason why I would go and upgrade to the iPhone upgrade program. But if you're somebody who wants to get the extra coverage included, and you want to go ahead and essentially get AppleCare Plus, you want to get the financing situation that kind of is like a blend of both, and you plan on upgrading your iPhone every year, well then at that point it would probably make the most amount of sense, at least in my opinion, to go ahead and pretty much use the iPhone upgrade program rather than just buying your iPhone or financing your iPhone. So at the end of the day, which one should you choose? Well, like I mentioned, if you're somebody who wants to, have an iPhone, keep it for the next few years, and then after that, you want to decide what you want to do. Or if historically you're somebody who's purchased a lot of iPhones and you realize that, hey, I end up keeping my iPhone or my device for like 3 years, 4 years. If you take a look at the iPhone you have now, and if you realize that, hey, I've been using it for the last 4 years, well, it might make a little bit more sense to buy your iPhone outright. That way you just have it. There's not really anything crazy going on with it. You can just keep it that way, and it kind of works out a little bit better. Now, let's say you don't have the money to go and upgrade, but you need to upgrade your device. Well, at that point, it might make a little bit more sense to finance your iPhone. This way you can, if you are in a situation where you're needing to go and upgrade, well, you have the ability of making those installments, those monthly installments. But I don't think it would necessarily be the smartest thing to do here either. Like I said, there's always carrier deals. And if you're going to go out and just finance your iPhone anyway, I would just recommend going to your cell carrier like T-Mobile or Verizon or whatever and just seeing if they actually have any deals going on. Sometimes they do, and all you have to do is just basically just get an iPhone from them rather than just getting an iPhone, separately from Apple. So that's another option that you might have, and I would recommend just going to your cell carrier over going to the finance route from Apple. And finally, with the iPhone upgrade program, let's say you're somebody who actually goes ahead and upgrades your iPhone like every single year. You notice the last few iPhones you have, they've been like 1 year apart of each other or whatever. Well, the iPhone upgrade program probably makes the most amount of sense. You kind of end up saving money and saving time throughout the long haul of it, but you also get the AppleCare Plus coverage, which is honestly a really nice touch. So in terms of that kind of covers it up. If you have any other thoughts or questions, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.